Okay, everybody. So welcome back to another set of stats and probs. Are you ready for more? Now we're gonna dwell more into the concept of statistics and probability. But this time, in this scenario, what we're gonna learn is the sampling distribution of the sample means. So now let's go to the topic, alright? So remember last time when we talked about normal distribution, a normal distribution talks about a main population. But let's say, for example, we cannot do it in an entire population because it's too plenty. So therefore, that's when a sampling distribution comes in handy. Ook, eek, eek, ook, eek. Just like in your church, Rappy. Remember that if you can't do all the planners in the concepts, you can do it in a sampling method. You have to go to all the brothers and do everything. So just like what I said, do the sampling distribution. Like, for example, you can just talk to me and tell everything about it. You don't need to tell Brother John, Brother Raynan, Brother Ricky, Brother Troy, everything. Just you can tell everything to me, para patapos. And sample it to make it simple. Because your explanations might take too long. It will be more than 1 hour if you do it for everyone. Ook, eek, eek, ook, eek. That's what you call the sampling distribution. Very good, Brother Adam. Thanks for explaining. So now let's go to a concept of sampling distribution. But before that, you need to learn the basic concepts of sampling distribution. And to show you what I mean, let's start with an example. Number 1. A population consists of the numbers four numbers. And here are the numbers that you see in the population. 2, 4, 6, and 8. 3 of these numbers were chosen as samples. So ganito kasi yun. Diba, remember normally in a normal distribution, of course you will have to get all the numbers and then compose it into a probability distribution table. Pero this time, in sampling method, you're going to choose some samples of items and then compute for the sample mean. Kasi nga sometimes, you can't just always base on the real mean, but we need to get the sample mean. So how do we get the sample mean? To get the sample mean, the thing we need to do is to apply the combination formula. So we need to apply the steps on computing for the sampling mean. So what's the first step? The first step is to see how many possible combinations we can do here. But before that, let's answer the following questions as follows. For instance, letter A. What is the population mean? Okay, so in this type of concept, you're going to learn 4 different types of populations. So we call that the population mean, the sample mean, the population variance, and the standard variance, sampling variance. Later, I'll explain to you the concept in details. But I will explain to you as we go along para hindi tayo sa inyo oras. So to find the population mean, it's always the average. So to solve for the population mean, ang kailangan namin gagawin is solve namin yung average. Diba, remember you already know the average, diba? The average of the 4 numbers. You just simply add the numbers together and divide by the number of numbers that you see in the population. Like 2 plus 4 equals 6, 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 8 is 20. Then divide by 4 gives you 5. If you do this on Excel, the answer will be very fast. Just do this. Just type average and then choose the numbers that you want. 2, 4, 6, 8. And the answer that you get is 5. So therefore, the population average is 5. But there's a trick that says that the sample mean must be equivalent to the population mean. Later, I'll show you why it makes sense. Let's go to the next item. Letter B. How many sample means are there? For this particular scenario, it asks for kung ilan yung mga sample means na kailangan gagawin namin. To do this, di ba remember sabi ko sa'yo, there are 4 numbers in a population. At ang kailangan mo gagawin ay hanapin mo yung mga sample means. Ibig sabihin, what are the possible combinations that we can do to get our sample mean? So what we do is, how do we get the sample mean? First, we need to apply the combination formula. Nana mo yung combination formula na n factorial divided by the n minus r factorial divided by the r factorial. That is the combination formula. With that, we can apply this formula in using this formula. So our n stands for the number of numbers that you see in the population, whereas our r stands for how many numbers are chosen from that capital N, which stands for the population. Tama? So we take 4, because there are 4 numbers, and combination 3. So 4C3 is 1. If we type this in Excel, the solution we get is very easy. So ang kailangan namin gawin, i-type mo yung combine formula. You still remember I taught you this in our basic stats and probs problem? So now it implies the application of using that. So typing combine 4, 3, and you get 4. So only 4 samples are chosen. If you were to write this, That's 4 factorial divided by 4 minus 3 factorial divided by 3 factorial. 4 minus 3 factorial is 1 factorial. 1 factorial is just 1. Then times 4 times 3 factorial. The 3 factorials cancel out, so you're just left with 4. So tama, there are 4. 4 possible samples. And how do we get the 4 possible samples? Ganito kasi yun. So how do we, to get the samples, we choose 3 of the numbers from the population as we can see here. And remember the 4C3 we get is 4. The 4 that we get as our answer talks about the possible number of combinations that we can make out of these numbers. How many ways can we select these numbers and solve for their sample mean? There are 4 ways. So it's either number 2 gets exempted, number 4 gets exempted, number 6 gets exempted, or number 8. Either way. And then from there, we get to solve for the sample mean. So to do that, we just simply get the average of all the numbers. Whatever we select. Like for example, in this one, in this scenario, what I put here, for this one, 2, 4, 6. Therefore, 8 is not available. If we get the average of that, we get 4. For here, that's 2, 6, 8. There's no 4. So therefore, 4 is gone. Wala si 4. And you get 5.333 and a bunch of 3's. For this one, wala si 6. 2, 8, 4. And you get 4.66666 and 7. Then last but not least, 4, 6, 8. Wala si 2. So 4 possible combinations. And those are the values of all your sample means. And then based on the sample means that you get, you're going to compose that into an FDT. So that is our answer in letter B. There are 4 possible sample means. And the sample means that we get are 4, 4.667 or 4 and 2/3, 5 and 1/3, and 6. Then after that, you're going to compose that into an FDT. So that is what you call the sampling distribution table. To compose the sampling distribution table, again class, it's just like what you've done before in your basic probability distribution table. Remember what does X stand for, diba? X stands for the random variable. For instance, remember last time when you toss a coin and then you toss 5 coins. So let the random variable X represent the number of heads that it lands on. It could land it 0 times, in 5 trials, once, twice, thrice, 4 times, or even 5 times, which is max. But in this scenario, we are going to use sample mean because a random variable talks about the sample mean of the distribution. So when we compose this in our FTT, just like this, it goes like this. Wait lang muna. So yan, so here's our sample mean. So we type there the sample mean, and that's what you call our random variable X. So here we have 2, 4, 6, and the average is 4. Then here, 2, 4, 8, wala si 6. Here, wala si 4, 5.3333, and 6, because of wala si 2. So we have 4 possible samples. Now, what do we do? First, we need to make a tally. Do you still remember the concept of FTT, diba? Whenever you have a heading on the left, you need to put a frequency or what you call a tally. A tally represents how many times it shows up. Like for example, when you choose these numbers, it should appear how many times. So for 4, ilang 4s na nakikita mo dito sa table na to? 1. So there's only 1 4. Yan. What about 4.667? There's only 1 in our graph. So isa lang. Next, 5.333, there's only 1. And 6 is also 1 din. At kailangan dapat, what is the golden rule when you compose the FTT? Kailangan dapat ang summation ng tally should be equivalent to the total number of combinations that you find in the previous answer. Imagine if you did not get the right answer, everything in your FTT is already considered wrong. Correct. Kaya nga, that's why you have to double check. Palatandaan mo, class, ha? How many possible combinations have you made in this scenario? 4. So therefore, we need to ensure that our total is 4. So we sum up all the ones together, diba? We get 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, at 1 there. When we add up all the ones together, we get 4. And in total, we have 4 different possible combinations of samples. Did we get that right? Yes. And if the frequency is 4, therefore, you are correct. Kailangan dapat ang summation ng frequency or tally must sum up the total possible number of combinations that are made. You can also apply this by using the if formula. But later I will show that to you. Okay? Next. The next thing that we're going to do is to solve for the probability. To convert that into probabilistic values, that is very easy. You need to convert that into percent. But how? Madali lang yun. Nala mo talaga sa probability, di ba? This is the tally. The tally divided by the total number of items, and then that is your answer. So 1 over 4 is 0.25. 0.25, then doing for the rest, you get 0.25. At kailangan dapat, just like the rules, basic rules, in probability distribution table, when you sum up all the probabilistic values together, kailangan dapat everything must be summed up to 1. Because when you sum up all the probabilistic values in a probability distribution table, kailangan dapat it should be equivalent to 1. If it does not be equivalent to 1, kung hindi siya equivalent to 1, therefore, the probability distribution table that you formulated is wrong. At saka, di ba, remember last time when we studied about basic concepts of probability distribution table, if all the summation of all the probabilistic values are not equivalent to 1, therefore, what do we say? B. It is not a probability distribution. Correct! Now, let's see if we add up all the 0.25s together. 4 times, we should get 1. So, ang sum namin lahat, we summed everything up all together. And if we get 1, it is a probability distribution table. Correct! And now, for the next step of our sampling distribution is to find the sample mean and the sample variance. To solve for the sample mean, of course, it's just like what I told you before when you did the basic concept of probability distribution table. To solve for the mean, the random variable times the corresponding probability, and then sum up all the values together, and then that is your mean. It's just like what you did before. But this one, it's sample mean. Although they're still the same, they still have the same terms, but different names. Ganito siya. So, to solve for the mean, diba remember, ang kailangan mo gagawin ay i-product mo yung dalawa. So 4, which is our sample mean, times 0.25, and you should get this answer, 1. And then we have 4.6667 times 0.25, and that's 1.1667. And then we do that here, and then here. And then we sum this up all together. When we sum up all the values all together, what answer did we get? We get 5. Hey, wait a minute. Does 5 remind you of something? BB. The number 5 is the population mean. Correct. Ito pa yun ang sabi ko sa iyo. Uk-ik. The population mean and the sampling mean must both be equivalent with each other. Therefore, if you do the probability distribution, when you sum up all the values in your mean, diba, you do the product of the random variable x times the corresponding probability. If you do it for all of them, you sum everything up. After summing everything up, you have to ensure that you get the same exact value as the population mean, which is simply just taking the average of all the numbers in the population. And if you get that right, if they're equivalent to each other, therefore you're correct. Correct! That is another thing that I want to tell you. Class, in population mean and sample mean, they are both the same. Kailangan dapat ang population mean at saka yung sample mean ay kaparehas dapat. If the value of the population mean and the value of the sample mean are not equivalent in the sampling distribution, are not equivalent with each other, therefore, mali na yun. So, therefore, you need to ensure that your mean is equivalent. So, if you remember, our population mean here is 5. When we take the average of 2468, therefore, if you look at our sample mean, when we sum this up all together, we should get 5 din. And if we get 5, therefore, that is correct. Tama? Next step. The next step is to solve for the sample variance. To solve for the variance of the distribution, it's still the same, just like what you did before when you did the basic concepts of a probability distribution table. Naalala mo yung formula? What's the formula? It's always the random variable minus the mean, and then whatever answer you get, you square it. Pagkatapos mo yung square, that's step 1. Ito yun. I'll teach it to you step by step. Ito yung ginawa ko. So, di ba remember, this is the random variable. Then subtracted by the mean. And we should get -1. Then we do it for all the rest. Kaya naman may lock sign. Para what you want is when I shift this here, that thing here, yung naka-red, that is a reference cell that we need to do. It will not change even though we shift it. Yan, that's step number 1. Subtract the population mean from the random of the variable. What's the second step? Based on your answers that you get, square it. That's what you do. It's just like what you did before. So you square your answers in that you get in step A, and you get this. what next? Pagkatapos mo i-square, you multiply whatever answer you get here by the corresponding probability. Like for example, step 2 times the probability. And you should get this answer. Then work it out for the rest. And when you're done, you sum everything up, and that is what you call your population variance. And this is the direct formula, what I did here. Ito yung direct formula. You put 2 parentheses so that it can work this one first. The mean, the random variable minus the mean, and then whatever answer you get, you square it. Pagkatapos mo i-square mo, it's going to be multiplied with the corresponding probability, and you should get this answer. Then when you sum everything up, you should get this answer. And to get the you should get your sample variance. And to get the standard deviation, you always have to take the square root of your variance, and that is your standard deviation. So therefore, your standard deviation is 0.745. That is the value of your standard deviation. Yan. And to show you the histogram, to show you proof, kasi in most of the sample means that we do, we also need to formulate a histogram. So here's the histogram that I did. The one on the left stands for the probability points. Okay? The probabilities. Pero that's not right kasi po that's supposed to be ano to. That's supposed to be ano to. We're supposed to be using 2.5, 0.25. This is not the one. Pero I'm just referring to the anyon. And then the one here that pertains to the sample mean. And of course, everything's still the same because they're just 1, 1, 1, 1. Pero dapat ang kailangan dapat ay 0.25. Pero never mind, I'll fix that chart na lang later.